Andy Costello, commercial real estate broker, here with Trevor Hart, founder of Vancouver IRL. Tell us a little bit about what Vancouver IRL is all about.
Well, thanks for having me, Andy.
You're welcome.
So I started Vancouver in real life, or Vancouver IRL, with 3 goals in mind. The first being visibility. I wanted to help Vancouver's and the greater Vancouver area's small businesses, nonprofits, content creators, and artists overcome that challenge of visibility. We know how hard that is, especially as small businesses. Second goal was really the flip side of that, is that we wanted to create a resource for our community to make it easier for them to discover those that I mentioned before, our local services, local talent, and even what's going on in the community. And then finally, I wanted to bring people together in real life. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
That it all ties together very nicely. How did you come up with well, you've kind of talked about the goals of what you're trying to do with Vancouver in real life, but how did you come up with this idea to even get to where you are today?
Yeah. Do you go to our farmers markets?
I do.
They're great.
Yeah.
A lot of them going on. I live downtown, so I often go to the downtown farmers market. And during one trip there, ran into a new vendor that I really enjoyed. Was there on a Saturday, selling some cranberries. They're delicious. Went back the next day and was excited to get some more, but they weren't there. Now I was freaking out. Like, are they going to be back ever again? So I hopped on my phone, as we do, and tried searching them. I didn't remember the name of the business, and I could not find them. And I don't know if that's because Google and Facebook are just worse than they used to be. No worries. They were there the next week. They just go on Saturdays. They're not there on Sundays. So I did find them. But I went down the rabbit hole after not being able to find them and realized there's more of a systemic problem of our local small businesses, especially those without brick and mortars, that they are underrepresented online and even on our local online directories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good motivational story of like how you found a problem and trying to solve it with Vancouver in real life. So there's always lots of challenges when you're getting a business started. What's one of the biggest challenges you faced getting going?
So you're never going to guess, but it's visibility. We ran into the same problem that we are trying to solve, which I guess it wasn't eye-opening. We realized that was a problem, but it gave us a little extra push, because us trying to start an online directory as our first action, we were in a chicken and egg scenario where, without traffic, people aren't finding us. And as I already mentioned, you can't find these folks online that easily, so I'm not finding them. Luckily for me, being business to business, is that I am able to dedicate a good amount of time going to networking events on a weekly basis. I probably spend several hours on that, and I've met a lot of awesome local businesses and creators. But that really gave us the kick in the butt, knowing that, hey, this really is a problem. We've now even faced it on our own after recognizing it out in the wild. So that, encouraged us to keep moving on.
Yeah. Well, since we first met, you've come a long way. What do you attribute your success to so far?
Blood, sweat, and tears, but people don't want to hear that. So it's really comes down to our awesome community. Huge fans. They have been encouraging. They recognize the issue as well. So they're happy that we're going after it. And they're more than happy to provide us with awesome ideas that we maybe didn't come up on our own, or we just needed that extra push. And a recent example is our events calendar that we just launched a couple weeks ago. A couple months ago, earlier in 2024, I met with some of the board members of Artstra, a local art nonprofit. And as we were talking, found out that they were in need of a new event calendar to host all the local art events. And they didn't have the ability or the budget to do it on their own. So I worked with them over several months, attending their board meetings to put together that resource. And that's now live on our website. And now they encourage all their readers of their newsletters and content to not only go there to discover new art events, but also to post their own, as it is open to anyone to post their public events on.
Wow, that's cool. That's great that you're, open to the feedback and making it work for the people, the users that are using it, and the business owners and the nonprofits. What's one thing you'd want the community to know about Vancouver in real life?
Glad you asked that, Andy. So as I mentioned, visibility is that big thing that we are trying to help solve. So recently we rolled out our direct marketing service, which beginning, a lot of folks, we don't have large marketing budgets, and online it's very nebulous. And if you want to do social media, that requires a lot of time and effort, or it's expensive to hire a social media manager. So direct marketing, it gets rid of, worrying about all the online, and although it is expensive, we have found ways to lower that cost, especially the cost of printing and postage, which is very high going it alone. And you guys, if you're interested in that, I'm sure you'll put a link in the description. Additionally, as mentioned, all those entities before, if you own a small business, if you have run a nonprofit, or even if you are an artist or a creator, hey, go to our website so you can make a listing on there for free. Additionally, if you have any upcoming events, post them on there. Will help spread the word. Just make sure they're public and taking place in Clark County. Or even if you have job openings that you want to spread the word of, or volunteer other opportunities, you can list those on our platform.
That's awesome. And I'll be sure to put a link to Vancouver IRL in the video in the show notes so people can find you. So tell everybody, if they want some more information, what's the best way to get more information?
Yeah, so we are online only. So right now, go to our website, vanwairl.com. Otherwise, we are active on Meta products, so Facebook and Instagram. Feel free to give us an ad on there. We're very responsive. Otherwise, you can email me directly at t.hart@betaproject.com, or if you want something a little easier, vanwairl@gmail.com.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me,
Eddie. Thank you so much for watching this week. Take care of yourself, and if you can, someone else too. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.